about giving people a good time, but most tourism operators are also businesses, and of course they want to raise revenue. Okay, so 1 million visitors per year come to Rutland, specifically visit the reservoir. These figures are updated, so that's gone up. And of course that has a knock-on effect with people spending money in pubs, you know, B&Bs, etc., etc. So it's a massive source of income for the county, big employer for the county, and yeah, it's really, really quite important. Now you'll have to excuse these pictures because they're all pretty old school, okay, as you can tell by the colours. Believe it or not, when they built the reservoir, there was a lady called Dame Sylvia Crow. She came along and she designed all the car parks and what have you. And if you go into any of the car parks, you'll notice that they've all got lots of humps and bumps in them. Okay? And the idea was that wherever you stood on the shore around the reservoir, if you looked across the reservoir, you wouldn't be able to see any cars once all the trees, etc., had grown up. Okay? So all the cars would be screened. And today, that's pretty much it. There's only a couple of spots where if you stand, you can actually see parked vehicles. The rest of the time, wherever you are, if you look over, you don't see any vehicles. So it always gives you a feeling as if you're in the countryside. And she did all the landscaping and all the design awards. Remember, this was done in the 70s. Okay, so it's 30, well, nearly 40 odd years ago now. So it's going back quite a way. And at the time, it won numerous awards for its design and its landscaping. Just go into some of the things that go on. Fishing, very, very big fishery. Anyone into fishing? Unlikely, but you don't know. Anyone's dads or boyfriends or whatever into fishing? Someone's nodding. Yeah? He comes here, does he? Comes to Rutland? Does he like it? Or does he moan when he doesn't catch any fish?
He moans at catfish and he moans at cold.
He moans. So yeah, a very, very big fishery. The majority of fish that people, well, yeah, 99% of people come here to fish for trout. Okay, Anglian Water runs the fishery. We used to have our own trout breeding ponds. We used to breed our own trout. Okay, basically we have to put the trout into the water because trout don't breed in still water. So yeah, so we used to run that. We don't run that anymore. We now buy the trout in. 100,000 trout roughly a year, and essentially fishermen, like this young lady's dad, can come along, sit on the boat, sit on the banks, and go and fish. Okay. For some strange reason, fishermen are allowed to go wherever they like on the reservoir, and sailors aren't. But I'm not 100% sure why. And you can see that again, when this was set up, it was all zoned so that they avoided conflict. Okay. Can anyone think of a potential conflict between a fishing boat and a sailor? Did your dad ever moan about sailors? No? Okay. He can come off in them. Anything that you think could happen? A potential scenario?
Sailors disturb the water so it makes them fish.
Yeah, okay. So basically, when you fly fishing, you see them flip their rods backwards and forwards, and they've got to get the line out, okay? And you can imagine fisherman's chucked his line out, and then you get a sailing boat that comes across the front of it and gets too close, and they have a little argument, etc. All right. So that's one of the potential conflicts that you could find. Sailing, spoken a little bit about sailing already. There's two sailing clubs. One, this one, picture of that there is Rutland Sailing Club, that's on the South Shore. That's a privately owned sailing club. It's lottery funded. They lease the land from Anglian Water, so they pay us a rent. And in terms of sort of sailing tuition and that sort of thing, they're really, really, really well respected. They get a lot of the Olympic sailors coming to train here. They do a lot of national development and youth build-up and that sort of thing. So they focus heavily on racing and coaching. The other one is the Water Sports Centre, which is at Whitwell. This is owned and run by Anglian Water, so we do this in-house. Okay, and this is more of a commercial centre that's open to the public. So when people want to come kayaking or rowing, canoeing, sailing, that sort of stuff, hiring boats or windsurfing, that's where you go to Whitwell. Okay, there's a little creek where it's based, nice sheltered waters, so it's really good for teaching novices and what have you to sail. Alright, and that's on the north shore, so it's on the opposite side. Okay, so really, remember when I said about accessing travel around the site. If you guys think, oh yeah, let's go to the sailing club and go and hire a kayak, you get lots of people turning up at the south shore when in actual fact they want to be at the north shore, vice versa. Okay. Cycling, I'm not going to go into this too much, but basically there's two cycle hire centres at Whitwell and Normanton. They've got 24 miles of track. If you come down on a bank holiday, what? Has anyone here been cycling around? Who cycled all the way around? A few of you? All the way? Enjoy yourself? Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, so the cyclists are, if you come down on a sunny weekend, the site's inundated with bikes. It's extremely popular. Alright? I won't go into it too much. Rutland Cycling can tell you a little bit more about that. They're quite lucky because we do all the track management and they don't have to do any of the track management. They just get to hire their bikes out and we get to fix the track for them. Okay, this is the Rutland Bell. So, I don't know if anyone's been on it. If you fancy a nice day out with your grandparents, you can bring them down and go on the Rutland Bell. Okay, that leaves from Whitwell, which is the same place as the Water Sports Centre is at. Well, you can see, carries 100 people, and basically what it does is it goes from Whitwell, it goes down towards the dam, to Sykes Lane. Where's my map? There's my map. There's my map. Right. So it leaves from here, in there, goes down like this, past the dam, comes over to Normanton, stops at Normanton, you can hop off, comes up to about in front of the sailing club, and then goes like that. Okay? And leaves pretty much on the hour. Again, the Rutland Bell is a privately run business, family run business. The Broadheads, the family who run it, the guy used to work in a bank, really liked boats, designed his own boat, got a lease from Anglian Water, and we have the Rutland Bell. Okay? So again, they're one of the private businesses that have sprung up as a result of the reservoir being here, and they're one of the members of the sort of Rutland Water Partnership, Rutland Water user panel meetings that go on. Okay? Yeah, it is. It's very, very popular with old people. All right? It's really, really stable. Okay? And in terms of getting people out onto the water and for them to go around, it's really popular. It's a nice hour's trip. There's a cafe by it called the Harbour Bar Cafe, and you can get on the boat, do your hour's trip, get off, sit in the cafe, have a cup of tea, feed the ducks. Okay, makes a nice afternoon out. So, like I say, bring your grandparents down, take them on the boat. If it's raining, you can sit inside. If it's a nice sunny day, you can sit outside on the roof. It's not that bad, really. Seats are a bit rubbish, but there you go. That's Normanton Church. Okay. Normanton Church has kind of become almost symbolic of Rutland now. Rutland's logo's the horseshoe. I bet if they redrew it, it would almost certainly be Normanton Church. Okay, really iconic building. It looks a bit weird if you go up to it because the windows are only about this high off the floor. Basically, what happened with Normanton Church was, you can see it's kind of on that